Wow, General Grievous is literally looking into my soul right now. Hi guys, Dragon Warrior Reviews here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Hot Toys General Grievous figure from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. So here we go, we have General Grievous. So I've heard some good things about this figure, which makes me very excited, and I've also heard some negative things, which also makes me a little nervous, but I'm sure this figure will end up being an incredible release. So here we go on the box. It says special edition at the top. Done in sort of like a metallic sort of sheen, as you can see. Then we've got a picture of the prototype version of General Grievous, as you can see, in a really cool pose. It says Star Wars down here, and then down here we have sort of the Revenge of the Sith like banner there, and it says Star Wars General Grievous, and we've got another picture of him there with a picture of, like, I think Obi-Wan's starship, which is really cool. And over here, his sort of lightsaber army and cape and stuff continue. Yet again, the starship, General Grievous, and I'm pretty sure that's either the moon of Udapau, or no, it's definitely not Mustafar. I'm pretty sure that's Udapau, right? And on the back, it's the Hot Toy store locations, warning, legal information, stuff like that. It says Movie Masterpiece diecast here. And basically, usually what you would do is you would pull the front of a Star Wars box and it will reveal some awesome artwork. But this time it's a little different. You sort of like, it's like a bookcase, a bit like the DX Darth Vader figure. You sort of take this out, and also like Iron Man figures mostly. You take it out, and then the figure's in there. It's protected in this sort of like, I forgot what this stuff is called, like polystyrene, there we go, black polystyrene, like the Iron Man figures. Because it is a die-cast release, almost forgot this side. Now, here we go, this is fun. Open the box, or, you know, I took it out of the shipping box, and this was all bent up like this. Honestly, I say this in most of my Star Wars Hot Toys reviews, they need to start sticking these down, because they just get bent so bloody easily. But here we go, picture of General Grievous, with his cape on, with his electro staff. And basically what you're supposed to do is, usually you don't do this, but with this figure you do. You sort of like I can't do this on camera, but you have to slip off this slip cover thing here, or this is actually a slip cover. You slip it off, as you can see, and then it says here Movie Masterpiece diecast in the middle, Hot Toys, and then Movie Masterpiece yet again. So just like the Iron Man figures, we've got this sort of like piece you have to remove, and it says General Grievous here, which is really cool. Now let's remove the polystyrene piece. Okay, wow, okay, that's kind of hard. Here we go, I got it. Wait, there we go, and here we go. It's a little stiff, but now here we go. So my first impressions of General Grievous is okay, interesting, very, very interesting. What do I think? Well, yes, he looks really, really awesome. The details really crazy, loving that. There's also a clam tray at the bottom with his display base, his weapons, and also his cape. Part of me does regret spending quite a bit more money on the special edition with Darth Sidious, because I don't think it was as expensive. But yeah, I guess the coins are kind of cool to have. That's why I'd like to get them. I don't know, we'll take a look at it later. But anyway, let's take General Grievous out and all of his accessories so we can take a closer look at him. Alright, here we go. We got everything out of the box. Now it's time to take a look at all of the accessories first. First of all, we're just going to quickly take a look at the cape really quickly. We'll take a look at this in more detail on the figure. But on the back, if you can sort of see, we sort of have a General Grievous's war sort of logo. And then over here, on the back, you've got all this sort of screen printed like patterns on there, and there's little pouches where you can put his lightsabers in if you're not using them, which is really, really awesome. Really like that. And the cape is also wired, which I'll be trying out later. Now it's time to take a look at his hands. So first of all, we actually get some really cool hands with him. First of all, the detail is really cool. There's a lot of speckling of like sort of dirt and grime, but just because General Grievous has been through a lot, and these hands are articulated, you can't sort of split them in half. So if you want to use these hands, you only can use them with his sort of single arms. But yeah, they are articulated, very cool, very nice. And obviously you get two of these hands, but already installed on the figure, you get the same exact hands, I'm pretty sure, but you can pull them apart and use them when he's got his four arms out. So I'm kind of interested why they included these, not complaining. The next set of hands we get is these sort of ones where you can hold either his, I think, gun, spear, or lightsabers, and basically you can join them together like this to make it a single hand for the single arms, if you know what I mean, which is really, really cool. We also get these pieces. I don't know what these are. Like, these are the pieces you can install if you take off his like of one of these arms. Maybe these are like the broken parts, or these are grapple launchers. I don't know what these are. I don't remember. They've got some nice speckling though of like dirt or something on them, which is really cool. But these ones here are definitely more familiar. These are where Kenobi chopped off his arms. The detail's good. Like, you know, there's a lot of weathering on the metal and the armor, as you can see. These parts. These parts aren't die cast, by the way. The figure's actually really heavy, so there's a lot of die cast on the figure. But these parts, yeah, they kind of look good. You can sort of see like where like the metal's superheated by the lightsaber. It looks a little bit like cartoony. Kind of looks a bit like honeycomb or something like that. I don't know if this is very convincing. I think it is. It probably is. Maybe it looks like this in Star Wars. Maybe I'm just going crazy, but it looks a little bit like too bright. Maybe it could look a little bit more realistic. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy, but they do look good anyway, what we've got. And yeah, basically you just take off one of the arms and put these in. I've heard some people having trouble with that, but hopefully it won't be too hard for me. We are going to take a look at this face sculpt in more detail on the figure, but all you need to know now is you get a battle damage sort of face sculpt. Basically, you take off the default one, put this on. It's kind of it's a magnetic fit, and also it has moving eyes as well as the main sculpt over there. Let's quickly take a look at the coin. Is the special edition ones fully worth it? I think they are, just because the coins are very cool and very collectible, and they're also die cast. But I don't know, they're not the most exciting thing. But on the front, we've got a picture of Grievous here. It says General Grievous up there, then Separatist Alliance, which is really, really cool. And then on the back, it says Hot Toys Limited and Star Wars, which is really, really awesome. I guess it's a kind of a cool addition to the set. Now let's quickly take a look at all four of General Grievous's lightsabers. So basically, the reason why all General Grievous's lightsabers are different is because the way he got his lightsabers was from all the Jedi he killed. He stole them, he sort of collected them. So we've got the first one here, which is really cool. They're all like really shiny, which is really cool. But yeah, this one is really awesome. As you can see, a bit of gold here, some little like knobs here. And then this one looks very similar to like Qui-Gon's or something. I don't know, it's really, really cool though. Bit of like, that part is quite like, this part looks a bit like Darth Maul's at the bottom here. It's just like, I don't know, it looks a bit like Qui-Gon's saber, isn't it? Or maybe Kenobi's old one. Maybe I'm getting mixed up. I do get mixed up with sabers sometimes. And we've got this one, which is pretty cool. This one is definitely my least favorite. Looks a bit weird. And this one looks like a flashlight. Really awesome though, not too bad. As expected, you get 4 lightsaber blades. You get 2 green and 2 blue, which is accurate. But what is not expected is, why do we only get 2 spushing blades? Well, I guess that's okay, I guess. But yeah, they're pretty cool, I guess. And obviously, we get 4 USB lightsabers with a junction box. This is General Grievous's uncivilized blaster, like Kenobi likes to call it. But yeah, very awesome. There's a little bit of chipping on the blaster. Very awesome. I do love General Grievous's blaster. It looks really, really awesome. Unfortunately, General Grievous got absolutely annihilated by his own blaster by Obi-Wan. But yeah, here we got the Electro Staff, as you can see. Very awesome, very accurate to the movie. Actually, it's not really General Grievous's. These are like the ones the Magma Guard used. General Grievous just borrowed a couple of times. And basically, we get these sort of like PVC, like lightning pieces. A bit like what we got with not General Grievous. A bit like what we got with Moff Gideon from Star Wars Mandalorian Season 3. So I'm going to quickly install these. Here we go, I'm pretty sure that's correct. It's quite easy to do actually. Just have a little look in the instructions. It gives you a little bit of an idea how to do it. I think that looks even better with the like lightning pieces on it, or electricity pieces. Obviously it will. And it's going to look great in General Grievous' hand as well, which I will be trying out later. Here we go. It is very tall. It's almost as tall as Grievous himself. Holy. And finally, let's quickly take a look at General Grievous's display base. So over here, it says General Grievous here, or Star Wars General Grievous. I'm going to try and remove this piece. Here we go. Basically, this is the same sort of mold we got with like Venom and Carnage. Basically, with the really big figures, we usually get this sort of similar mold. But on the top here, we got like, you know, Udapel. This is where General Grievous fought Kenobi. And there's some sort of like little spark pieces where General Grievous was like running at Kenobi, spinning his lightsabers to intimidate him. That was a very awesome scene. And there's also a little bit of like dirt and grime on the floor as well, which I love that attention to detail. We also got this little piece. I guess this helps to, I don't know, make this more secure or something. And then we got like a wide scoop crotch grabber at the top. I like these because with Venom, basically we got one of those plastic scoop things, and even when Venom was on his display base, he fell off it and he kind of broke. That was not epic, but because these ones are more grippy, nothing should happen with General Grievous. Yeah, General Grievous is definitely not going to be as front heavy as Venom, like, because Venom's torso is absolutely huge. It was kind of a fail. Also, another collector had the same issue where it fell out of his collection and broke. Yeah, but with General Grievous, we shouldn't have any issues like that. I hope. So here we go. We have General Grievous just standing up completely straight in no poses, no accessories or anything like that. And my first impressions really of him spinning around on my sort of turntable here, or me spinning him around on the turntable, is honestly he's amazing. He has a lot of presence, he looks great, but I feel like General Grievous is going to shine even more when he's in some poses. And I'm planning on doing, I think, 2 poses with his cape on and 2 poses without his cape on, so you can have a good idea of what it looks like in his different looks and with his different pieces on, like different weapons and different swap out pieces. And yeah, so let's take a look, or let's take a closer look at him, should I say. So here we go, we have his head sculpt. So first of all, the head sculpt is very detailed, the whole shape and everything like that is very accurate to the movie, and a lot of speckling, very, very awesome, and I really like the detail on it. Is it perfect? It isn't, and we're going to talk about that in a sec. This whole neck piece here, very nice. I love that like different pieces of like grey and orange mixing all the dirty pieces. He's just so dirty. Like look at all these different oranges, it is just amazing. He looks like he has been through a lot, and that is very accurate. If you want, his head will move up and down, but if you want to move his head left and right, you have to sort of extend his head. He has like an extendable sort of like neck connector, or you can't remove his head, but he has an extendable neck, should I say. And then we've got like all these little wires and hoses. They're all made out of PVC plastic, I'm pretty sure. More wires down here. There's so much detail, and you can sort of see a bit of his like organ sac through there as well. Very nice. Quickly before we move on, let's talk about the head sculpt. So unfortunately, it's not quite accurate. These scrapes, what the hell are they doing there? That is not accurate to Revenge of the Sith. It makes you wonder what sort of reference pictures or source material they use to make their figures, because sometimes they just get silly things like that which are wrong. Also, these are articulated, by the way. But yeah, it really does make you wonder sometimes. And also the eyes as well. Now, the eyes should be way more vibrant. The eyes look kind of gold a little bit on the figure, but in actual Revenge of the Sith, what is actually accurate is the eyes should be more yellowy, greeny, and definitely way more vibrant, which is a bit disappointing. Also, I wish the skin looked a little bit more wet, because in the movie, as you know, the alien skin looked a lot more wet. But I guess nothing can be perfect. But yeah, from the back, also head sculpt looks really good, and also from the top. I will switch out the faceplate later. Yeah, all around the figure, you can see so much detail. The arms you can obviously split into the forearm stage. Basically, they're held in by little clips and magnets, which is really cool. I will also be doing that later. Don't want to do everything at once. And yeah, there's quite a bit of die cast on the figure. Like, there's ratchets in these joints down here, so he should be able to stand. I don't think there's any ratchets on the arms, which makes me a little nervous, but I'm hoping the joints are really strong and there'll be no floppiness over time with the joints. That's what worries me a little bit. But he is very sturdy as well, and like I said, the weathering is just like incredible, and I'm super impressed with the weathering. Now what you can do is you can open up his organ sac. I tried earlier, it's a little bit, this one here seems a little bit fragile, and it feels a little weird. I think you have to move his arms back. I'll try and move his arms out the way so we can do that. So here we go. This one still feels a little weird. I don't know, there's something weird with that hinge, a little faulty hinge or something. A bit disappointing, but he looks really good. The organ sac looks really good when he's open. These pieces are meant to open as well. You know, you move these out the way when you open the pieces of armor. But yeah, the organ sac looks really good. You can sort of see the organs through that. In fact, let me just put on the flash really quickly. Here we go, and we can see a lot better. Now let's quickly take a look at the rest of him. Does the eyes look a bit better, and the skin? Let's have a little look. The skin, yeah, it's not bad. It's not too bad. Yeah, it looks a lot more wet now because of the flash. The eyes just don't look good enough, though. They should have made the eyes a little bit better. But the detail is really shining because of the flash. That's why I love to show you the figure with the flash on. I will be showing like my pose with the flash on and off, or what poses I do. So I'm not going to be spending too much time right now with the flash on. Whoa, look how orange that piece is. I didn't even realize that without the flash on. Here we go. We have General Grievous with his cape on. Basically, it's a similar pose to what we got at the start of Revenge of the Sith, where he's talking to Kenobi, or I think he is, I don't remember, and he's got his hands like this. And he looks absolutely awesome. I do have some complaints about the cape. We will talk about that in a sec. But right now, first glance for you guys, it honestly looks really, really awesome. Like, honestly, when you can tame those wires, the cape looks really cool. And when he's hunched down like that, just like the movie, he looks great. I haven't put the lightsabers in his, oh, that's a bit weird down there. But I haven't put the lightsabers in his, pockets yet. I don't know if I will do that yet. I probably will do that in the next pose, because the next pose I want to him holding his electro stuff and gun and stuff like that. I'll check the instructions for what hand the gun is used for, or what hand is to hold the gun. But yeah, looking really cool. Now let's talk about my complaints about the cape. So basically, there is only wires coming along down here. In my opinion, the cape should have wires all the way down the bottom, because basically what I found what was happening is when I'm trying to like sort of like pose the cape, like coming in like this, as you can see, it's only held by his sort of like foot there. If I released it, it just sort of flares out a little bit. And if you want like the cape to go in more, it's just, it kind of feels a bit weird sometimes. It feels like it, like when you're messing with the wires, yeah, you can get it to look good. It takes a bit longer. But as you can see, like it does flare out a little bit, and maybe a few more wires around the bottom would make it a little easier to shape, in my opinion. I think the Darth Sidious one had like wires all on the bottom, all the way around the side. So it makes things a little bit more difficult, but yeah, you can do it. As you can see, I've got it look pretty good. I'm really happy with the cape. Another thing which I don't like about it is basically you have to clip it in, and I've seen on other people's reviews of other figures, those little clip mechanisms, if you do it too many times, well, yeah, your figure's going to break. Or sorry, the clip will just break. And I don't get why they haven't used magnets. They use magnets for the face sculpt. I actually did move the eyes a little bit. It's a little bit hard. It's used by magnets, and it also clips in a little bit by friction, I'm pretty sure. It's a little difficult to remove first time and to put back in. And as you can sort of see, I kind of moved it up a little bit and to the side a little bit. Hopefully I did a good job there. But yeah, he looks great with the cape on. Honestly, this is a display option, really, honestly. Like, if you don't really have the space or don't really want him displayed with his 4 arms out without the cape on and with all his lightsabers and stuff on, displaying them like this in a cabinet or something, yeah, it actually completely works. It looks great. It really does. I really love the look of the cape. Anyway, I'm going to do one more pose with the cape on, and then we will take off the cape and try out the lightsabers and stuff. Alright, here we go. I've got the electro stuff in his hand and the gun. Basically use the articulated fingers to have the gun in his hand. It's not the most secure fit. It works. If I spent a little bit more time, I probably could get it looking a little bit better. And the cape looks pretty cool as well. As you can see, I displayed it like it's blowing in the wind. And now I think it is time to take a look at this battle damage faceplate in more detail. So we don't actually see General Grievous get this battle damaged in Revenge of the Sith, so I'm guessing this is more for like a Clone Wars display. But basically, it is really detailed. I love that little bit of purple shading there. It kind of looks like the metal has been superheated by something. Maybe he's been like, I don't know, like jabbed in the face by electro stuff, maybe, or something like that. Or you can pretend it's like the electro stuff is like casting a purple glow on his face. Depends how you're displaying him, but I love that like massive gash there. Like it looks like he's been shot in the face or something, not quite in the eye, but like on the armor, and it looks really, really awesome. Wow, the articulation on the head is incredible, and oh my god, it is awesome, absolutely awesome. If I move out here, you can sort of see what he looks like in the pose. It is kind of hard because General Grievous, yes, unfortunately he is a little bit front heavy, so I'm a little nervous about displaying him. Luckily this display base here, it grips him really well. But also sometimes his feet sort of slide around on the display base, and I'm really nervous for my final pose. It's not going to be anything too crazy for my final pose. It'll be kind of crazy, but not really. But I'm just a bit nervous about it falling off on my display, because I don't want another repeat of what happened to Venom. I'm sure it won't. I'm sure it'll be okay. I'll give it a proper test, a proper push test of my final pose. Also, you've got pieces of orange on there as well. I'm finding new details every time I'm looking at this. The figure's a little scary though when I'm moving pieces around, and especially when I'm holding the torso on these wide things are going to snap and stuff. It's a really scary figure to work with. Also, I didn't put the lightsabers in the pockets. I just can't be bothered. Like, you know how they go in there. It's just, like, they would look cool in there. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'll just give it one go. Like, I don't know. You know, I can't really be bothered. I like to show you everything in my reviews, but that one thing I just can't really be bothered to do. It's simple though. If you want the lightsabers in there, you can stick them in there. And if you've got the cape on in your collection, you may have a little glance of the lightsabers in his pocket. But I think I'm okay. I don't really mind about not really doing that. Electro stuff is very heavy as well. I gave it, when I was putting the bending the fingers around the electro stuff, I separated the arm a little bit just to see how heavy this stuff is. And yeah, it's going to be kind of like hard for the figure to hold it with only one of his arms, but with both of his arms, you know, like when they're together and he doesn't have the 4 arms out, you can hold it and it shouldn't, the joint should push it down. But yeah, very cool. Let me just do one more spin around. Oh crap, you see what I mean? This figure can be very scary. I think it's time to remove the cape now, and it is actually time. Oh my goodness, to get his 4 arms out. It's going to be crazy. How you do it, though, let me just take this gun out. Let me just quickly do this. How you do it, it's very simple. It's on a little clip and a magnet. You just basically just pull it. Actually, I can't really do it now. What the hell? Okay, I took off the hand. That might make it a little easier. Yeah, you just separate it. Oh god, it's a bit blurry right now because it's focusing in the stuff. But yeah, okay, I can't really do it on camera. But yeah, oh, there we go. I got it. There we go. I don't want to damage that piece. There we go. Very simple. Anyway, it's time. It is time. Now, here we go. This looks absolutely incredible. Now, to remove the actual hands or arms to install the battle damaged pieces is absolutely, it's really hard. It's really hard, and there's 2 other YouTubers out there which sort of tried but gave up. But we have found a method to remove them. So if you grab yourself some rubber gloves, put one on each hand, maybe just hold your hand around here, because obviously it comes out of here, and then pull really hard. You should get it out. I'm not going to install the other one just because I wanted my second final pose to be this. But honestly, when you've got everything together, it looks great. I just realised I didn't move the eyes looking more forward. It looks like General Grievous is like looking at... Actually, no, that looks even better. The side eye looks even better. But yeah, I'm really loving this pose. And down here, as you can see, I've got the hand holding the lightsaber where Kenobi sliced off his hand. We saw that in the movie where it fell on the floor, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, we definitely did. Very awesome. I love the look of this. Like, honestly, the cape looks awesome. Don't get me wrong, the cape looks incredible. But honestly, you have to display it like this if you got to the space. I'm a little nervous because he is very tall. And my final pose, like, the hands won't be as high as this for my final pose. But still, I'm a little worried that... yeah, I might not be able to fit him in my display. We will find out, I guess, soon enough. But honestly, I love this battle damage mask. For my final display, I will be using the normal one, more accurate to Revenge of the Sith. But I'm really liking this. The articulation is really good. One thing I want to warn you about, these parts pop out very easily. They're not broken or anything. They're on ball joints. Mine have popped out twice when I'm moving the hands or arms, sorry. So just be careful about that, because mine have fallen on the floor like 2 times. Luckily, Hot Toys are really good, so it won't be broken or anything. But yeah, honestly, this is awesome. Anyway, I think it actually is time now to move on to my final pose. Wish me luck. So here we go. We got my final pose. So I was trying to copy a picture. I'll put it up on the screen now. This picture here, and I thought I was going to be able to. But unfortunately, in the movie, General Grievous sort of flips his arms around. So these ones will go behind these ones here. These bits will be sticking up, looking a little bit more cooler over there. But unfortunately, I found out it's not actually possible. Maybe it is. Maybe if I did a bit more trying and stuff. But I don't think it was possible. So I got something similar. I was thinking about putting the swishing blades up here, but it just made him even more front heavy. And he is quite front heavy. Like, he will be fine on the display base, but I don't want to make him even more front heavy. I've done so with the foot as well. He should be fine. Any sudden movements, though, or any little movements, he does like become a little less secure. But as you can see, I've got the default head back on, which is absolutely awesome. If I turn around slowly, really, really awesome. I'm super proud of this pose, and I'm really happy with this figure so far. Sorry, not so far. This is pretty much the ending of the video, isn't it? So I am very proud, or sorry, very happy with this figure. Very awesome. Yeah, that looks very similar to the scene when he's walking down the hallway, or the hallway, or walking, you know, towards Obi-Wan. But yeah, looking very awesome. There's a bit more of the back there. Very awesome. I'm so proud of Hot Toys for making this figure. Like, you've done a great job. Is it perfect? No, it ain't perfect. Definitely not perfect. But it's close to being perfect. Really is. And yeah, there we go. That is the figure. Moving on to the 2 irritating and 2 great things about this figure. So the first irritating thing is, I wish they made sure that they got the face sculpt, mainly this face sculpt here. The other one is more for a Clone Wars display, this one down here. But this one should be accurate to Revenge of the Sith. And unfortunately, it isn't quite. Those scrapes should not be there. This is a Revenge of the Sith release. And also, the eyes aren't vibrant enough. They look kind of gold, but they just don't look vibrant enough. Like, for example, the Darth Sidious Sith eyes with the Revenge of the Sith Darth Sidious figure, the eyes were super vibrant. They stood out a lot. But these eyes, these General Grievous eyes, they don't stand out at all. So I wish they spent a little bit more time trying to get everything right. Now, the second irritating thing is when you try and remove the arms to put the battle damage pieces in, they are extremely hard to remove. Like, there's 2 YouTubers out there which gave up because they couldn't do it. And if you do put some rubber gloves on, you can do it, but it is very scary. You're scared you're going to break something. Luckily, the piece you're holding and you're pulling is die-cast. Or actually, the arms aren't die-cast, but like the bit they plug into is die-cast. But still, it's really scary, and I wish they made it a little easier. Like, it wasn't so stiff. Just because some people have had big problems with that. Me, it took a little bit of time, but I managed to get it in the end just with some dedication. Now, the first great thing is the joints feel very sturdy. Like, the legs are really sturdy. All the arms feel very sturdy as well with my particular copy. There's no floppy joints or anything. They just feel really, really good. And hopefully none of the joints flop over time. I don't think they will. They feel really, really good. There's been no problems with the IG-12 figure from the Mandalorian Season 3. And that's got die-cast in the hands. And the joints aren't ratchets, I don't think, but they still are holding up, even though he's holding up an Anzellan. But yep. Now, the second great thing is, honestly, the detail on this figure. For example, especially this battle damage faceplate here. The detail is absolutely incredible. The dirt, the grime, it is absolutely... It's just crazy. As you know, like I said earlier, near the start of the video, the detail is crazy, all the wires and stuff. It's just amazing. One thing I did notice though, it's just as a little minor thing, I think these parts meant to close up a bit more. But honestly, my final thoughts on this figure, what do I actually think? I think it's a must-have for any Star Wars fan. The cape looks incredible on him. He looks good without the cape on, and with the cape on, with his electro staff, and the articulated fingers. Everything is just so good. When you clip the arms back together, it's little clips, but also magnets. It is just super good. Really awesome. I think, honestly, could be the best Star Wars release of all time, honestly. I know this piece is also a little annoying. Maybe it's accurate. I wish it kind of like moved. It could like hinge further forward just because the neck's moving forward. That's probably like that's probably what it looks like in the movie. Sometimes you just don't notice everything. Also, one annoying thing as well is you can't like get like that arm properly behind that one for like an accurate General Grievous walking pose or whatever. Maybe you can. I don't think you can, but does that matter? None of that stuff matters. Honestly, the pros destroy the cons. It looks incredible. The presence, it looks like General Grievous. Obviously, like I said, the eyes should be way more vibrant, and those scratches should not be there. But is that the end of the world? Nah. Like, honestly, this figure is incredible. There's a lot of die cast, very heavy. Just be careful it doesn't fall off your shelf. But yeah, anyway, if you have enjoyed, hit the subscribe and that like button. Also, comment down below your thoughts on this figure if you're going to be picking it up. Also, check my channel bio to the link to my Instagram account if you are interested. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in another review, figure preview, or short.